Have you ever stopped to think about how a conflict in the Middle East can directly impact your wallet? The tension between Israel and Iran is not just another piece of international news. It's an event that sends shockwaves through the global economy. But how exactly does this happen? And what can you do to protect yourself financially? In this video, we'll break down the global economic impacts of the Israel-Iran conflict. From oil price fluctuations to stock market shifts worldwide, you'll understand how this conflict can influence your financial life. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives on economics and investing. Let's get started. The conflict between Israel and Iran is more than a regional dispute. It's a pressure point with global implications. To grasp how it affects the world economy, we first need to understand its roots. Israel and Iran have a long history of geopolitical tensions shaped by religious, political, and territorial differences. Recently, these tensions have shown up in some. Why does this matter to you? Because when two regional powers like Israel and Iran are at odds, the whole world feels it. From energy security to the stability of financial markets, the ripple effects are vast and varied. As we unpack these impacts, you'll see how distant events can have direct consequences on your daily life and personal finances. To understand the current Israel-Iran conflict, we have to look back in time. Their tensions didn't appear overnight. They're the result of decades of mistrust and indirect confrontations. After the Iranian Revolution in 1979, Iran cut ties with Israel, worsening relations by supporting groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza. In the 2000s, tensions rose further with Iran's nuclear program, seen by Israel as an existential threat. This led to a wave of international sanctions against Iran and allegations of cyber attacks and assassinations of Iranian nuclear scientists attributed to Israel. This historical context is crucial because it explains why any escalation today could further destabilize the region and, by extension, the global economy. Prolonged conflicts and geopolitical uncertainty tend to create market volatility, affecting everything from oil prices to food costs. When we talk about Middle East conflicts, the oil market is one of the first sectors that comes to mind. The Middle East produces a large share of the world's oil, and any regional instability can trigger immediate price hikes. This happens because of fears over supply disruptions, which make markets react with volatility. For example, when tensions rise between Israel and Iran, investors worry that oil flowing through the Strait of Hormuz, a critical shipping route, could be threatened. This pushes up crude oil prices, which then impacts gasoline and other petroleum-derived products globally. For you, this means transportation and energy costs can climb, raising the price of food, goods, and travel. It's a domino effect that starts in the Middle East but quickly spreads worldwide. Financial markets are extremely sensitive to geopolitical events, and the Israel-Iran conflict is no exception. When tensions escalate, investors often seek so-called safe haven assets like gold and U.S. Treasury bonds. This can lead to stock market drops as investors pull money from riskier assets. Additionally, the uncertainty sparked by conflict can cause greater volatility in currency markets. Currencies of countries with strong economic ties to the region might lose value, while the U.S. dollar and other safe currencies may strengthen. For you, this means stock investments may become riskier during tense periods. While safer assets might offer some protection, it's important to watch these moves and consider diversifying your portfolio to reduce risk during geopolitical uncertainty. International trade also feels the impact of geopolitical conflicts like Israel versus Iran. The Middle East is a crucial hub for global shipping routes connecting Asia, Europe, and Africa. Any disruption here can cause major delays and higher transport costs. Additionally, economic sanctions and trade restrictions imposed on conflict-involved countries can hinder the flow of goods and services. Companies relying on raw materials or markets in the region may face shortages or rising costs, which can trickle down to final consumers. For you, this means higher prices for a variety of products, from electronics to groceries, depending on how global supply chains are affected. It's a reminder of how interconnected global markets are, and how events in one region can cause ripple effects worldwide. One of the most felt consequences of geopolitical conflicts, like Israel and Iran's, is higher inflation and an increased cost of living. This happens mainly because essential commodities like oil and food become more expensive due to supply chain disruptions and transport cost spikes. Additionally, the uncertainty caused by such conflicts can lead to lower production and trade, adding to inflationary pressures. Central banks around the world may respond by adjusting interest rates, which affects everything from personal loans to large-scale project financing. In times of conflict, governments often increase spending on security and defense. This affects national budgets and has a significant impact on the global economy. Defense and security companies may see a spike in demand for their products and services, boosting their market value. However, higher defense spending can divert funds from other critical areas like healthcare and education, affecting long-term economic growth. Also, escalating tensions can lead to a regional arms race, creating even more instability. For you, This means there may be investment opportunities in the defense sector. But it's important to weigh the broader impacts on the economy and global stability. Investing in security might be necessary, but it can have hidden costs that affect us all. Geopolitical conflicts like Israel versus Iran have a significant impact on currencies and exchange rates worldwide. During uncertain times, investors flock to safe assets, usually boosting currencies like the US dollar and the Swiss franc. Meanwhile, currencies of countries closely tied to the conflict region may depreciate. These currency swings affect everything from import and export costs to international travel expenses. For globally operating companies, currency volatility can pose serious challenges for financial risk management. For you, this means your money's value can fluctuate more quickly during conflicts, impacting the price of imported goods and travel plans. It is essential to understand these risks and consider strategies to safeguard your finances against currency volatility. During geopolitical conflicts, certain economic sectors are more vulnerable than others. Industries like aviation, tourism, and shipping can be directly affected by travel restrictions and rising insurance costs. Also, industries relying on raw materials from the conflict region may face supply chain disruptions. Financial sectors may also feel the impact, with banks and financial institutions facing increased volatility and uncertainty. This can lead to reduced investments and higher borrowing costs. For you, this means it is important to know which sectors are most at risk and think about diversifying your investments to minimize potential losses. In uncertain times, diversification can be a key strategy for protecting your finances. While geopolitical conflicts bring serious challenges, they can also create unique opportunities for investors and businesses. Sectors like renewable energy, defense technology, and cybersecurity may see increased demand as countries and companies adapt to a more uncertain environment. Additionally, emerging markets may benefit as companies and investors look to diversify operations and investments away from unstable regions. This can drive growth in previously underestimated sectors and regions. For you, this means that while being aware of risks is crucial, you should also watch for opportunities that may arise. Diversifying your investments and considering sectors that could benefit from geopolitical shifts can be a smart move during a crisis. In times of geopolitical crisis, governments and central banks worldwide often step in to stabilize their economies. This may include various measures such as interest rate adjustments, currency interventions, and fiscal stimulus packages. For example, central banks might lower interest rates to boost spending and investment, or raise rates to fight inflation caused by supply chain disruptions. Governments might roll out policies to protect vulnerable sectors or encourage local production of critical goods. For you, this means economic policies can change rapidly in response to global crises. Stay alert to these shifts and understand how they might impact your personal finances and investments. As we've explored the global economic impacts of the Israel-Iran conflict, it's clear that such geopolitical events have deep and far-reaching effects. From rising oil prices to financial market volatility, the consequences are felt worldwide. For you, this means staying informed and prepared is essential to navigate these uncertain times. Consider diversifying your investments, watching for policy changes, and seeking opportunities, even amid crisis. Remember, the key to financial resilience in unstable times is knowledge and preparation. Keep following our channel for more insights and strategies to protect and grow your wealth in a constantly changing world. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.